But I guess the only nothing that will promote the unity and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen. Distinguished colleagues with this Senate Committee on Foreign and Local Debts to consider a reform made to this committee some 2 weeks back during the plenary and level the present demand for Senate resolution implement. That was a long, that were earlier approved in our last approval of the bill approved by the same committee or the same Senate. This resolution is needed to implement some of the portions of the earlier approved laws. The details were there in the referral letter. Including the further detailed briefing of what it entails. However, I just want specifically refer to a proposal by Mr. President, which he said based on his forward particular request by the Distinguished Senate to pass a resolution. 1, to raise eternal capital in the sum of $2,347,465,000,000 compared of eternal borrowing in the 2025 Appropriation Act, $1,229,430,000, and finance of maturing Euro bonds, $1,110,332,000,000 through any of the following options: issuance of Euro bonds, great finance facility from book runners, loan syndication, and direct borrowing from international financial institutions. 2, to issue a debt stand-alone sovereign scope of up to $500 million, which provides out credit and enhancement for Islamic cooperation for issuance of investment export credit. These are the 2 prayers after I give you details about the loan. The loan is intended to. It's mostly related to the 2025 budget and other related matters. So it's a committee, I think we can go through all given the letters of referral, the letter, also Senate referral, that we can anything that we can discuss successfully and thereby resolve to as requested by Mr. President. So I submit to the committee deliberations to allow for the formal solution as demanded by the Senate. Thank you, my colleague. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I think that I'm just going to take my cue from part of the explanation you have made, which is essentially that this borrowing is not a new borrowing. So it's not as if we are also compounding the already debt stock. Or the first part of it is actually part of what we had approved in the appropriation bill, the deficit financing there. So what the first part of the 2.2 billion is doing, which is the 1.129, essentially is to now drop part of that deficit financing that has already been approved. And of course, again, the part of the rationale for it is also stated that it is meant to also fund the 2025 capital project. So all we just need to do is to ensure that and once that money is drawn down, we must ensure that it is used for that particular purpose, so that part of our oversight role subsequent to this approval will be to also be confirmed. That's the one part. The second part, which is the 1.1 billion as well, which is the component, which is the second part of the 2.3 billion.
Yes.
That also is also not a new borrowing, which is also a refinancing of the Eurobond, the Nigerian Eurobond that will mature November 21 to this year. And also, I believe that the idea behind it is to smoothly the cash flow of the federal government so that they are not put under any constraint. So what they are essentially doing is financing it, as proposed. So essentially, the first part of this, just like I said, Mr. Chairman, is almost like an existing approval, and what we just need to do is issue a resolution for this drawdown in line with the relevant sections of the debt management office. That's part one. So, and the second part, which is the new sukuk. Sukuk, like we also know as well, has always been done domestically. That is, all of the sukuk that we have done are naira-based sukuk. We can see that sukuk is always project type. Nobody will give you sukuk without specifying project type. Exactly that. So that's tied to infrastructure projects as well. So for me too, I also think that this is also recommended because it is also a way of also trying to improve on the infrastructure deficit that we have. And being the debut one, I'm sure that the infrastructure they will use it for, they will show also the part of the oversight we do subsequent to this approval. So for me on my part, I think I support this because just like the way Mr. Chairman has presented, and I also recommend it to my colleagues to also support. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Mr.
Anything that is required of all the bodies is essential. The budget that one is passing, the budget is really because we want to do it right there, and it's really a big vacancy. As long as you already stated there, the budget to come on the right side. So we're already complaining that we can't have a budget because the budget is and it's upon the legislation. I think the company are making the animal thing done right.
Me, Mr. Chairman, I want to appeal, if it's not too late, that as I speak to you, when I travel home, my local government area is 40 kilometers, exactly on 40 from Macaulay. It is the nearest local government quarters to the state capital. When David was here as a Senate President, he did a road through Kefi, Nasarawa, way to Otubo. You will pass my local government like 5 kilometers on the other end and go towards Otubo. So from that location to my own local government, this is exactly what that link to Macaulay. I can't go home now. The road has finished completely. And my coming here, my people voted for me because they are sure that when I come here, that road will be done. So as I talk to you, the road will come off. So there's a way that I can help through some of these opportunities to put that road exactly kilometers. If you do 10 billion, 15 billion on it, the contractor will go back and do it. The whole essence of representation is to do it. So I don't know how I can be helped. I'm not against it. It's a factor I want to assume that I want to say.
I think you are making a good case. Except that is 20% budget, which is the game for the short term. And the best time to put your matter. Not really this. But this already been passed. 2-3 stages cannot be put here now. Yeah, so but in the next 2 weeks, I'm sure that the budget will come. Make sure that your request are open. Yeah.
Thank you. Just like Senator Liu wrote essentially a new body. The one we approved is not for something failed.
Yes.
The only thing I would say, no, we are approving that request. part of the reasons given to us was that the money will be used to finance the 2025 budget.
Yes.
And this is October that is running out in the next 3 days. And that 2025 budget is still hanging on because procurements are still undergoing processes. It would be nice in getting this type of request. This committee will be asking for the stage of application of approved loans requests, and also the drawdown. Because when that approval was made, it gave a lot of hope to the country that very soon money will be made available, a lot of activities to go on. But we appear to still be at a standstill. So that anytime they appear before us, we make a request, this committee should be able to request for the status of the loans that it has approved, so that we'll be able to check the progress we're making. That's what I said. And this one, there's nothing new on the paper before us. So maybe we should go ahead and endorse it as well.
Thank you, Mr. Brother. That's the reason we our last meeting. We resolved here. We put it set up a subcommittee to prepare and oversight related for this committee. We are supposed, Clark, is there any report for the subcommittee? Clark, is there a report for the subcommittee we put in the last meeting to look at a for oversight function for the committee for all the institutions that are applicable to the laws and also state government that are already we must have a report and we must be oversight this agency. Definitely, we are very active to oversight. And people who have to be, we are people's eyes on what we have to make sure that whatever is said to be supposed to be done must be done, and not otherwise. So please. Thank you for the. Any contribute? Doctor, you're welcome. I want you to sit down. We are one man in the country, otherwise we are almost unanimous.
The clerk did not invite me to the meeting.
The clerk.
I didn't see the letter.
I think what we have is already come to a resolution that we are not asking for a resolution to implement what have already been approved. But itinerary oversight all the just pass and pass it, not doing it. If we pass, we have to go and see yes, what has been passed and achieved with the contract. And also we have to put all the MDO that they are told the ministry. Take it billion. State government, take it discount. We have to go around and see what is being done for the public. Otherwise, we cannot be just pass, approve. But
Absolutely important.
it's agreed to last meeting. If somebody has informed, all the affected ministries and department, even the state government, we are going to put up.
Very important.
Yeah.
Sure, they take up.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm sorry. I think, yes. Any contrary? Thank you. Any contrary? So the resolution, ultimately, and the result to approve the request requested by the Federal President through the report of the President, a letter to the Senate. Yes.
Have been necessary for someone from the executive to have
Yes, we were going through that one. We were going to invite them, the Minister of Finance. In fact, we are supposed to invite the Minister of Finance, suddenly he falls sick.
Yes.
We have to, at the moment, we have to sometimes, if I was supposed to be here, I want for the to this one. So they say, well, at least, I'll ask them, please.